Yeah. Yeah. Thought I had something in my face. What is going on with it, everybody? Thank you for watching the live stream, joining the live stream, or if you watch it in the future from now. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Uh, one second, I'm on the cell phone right now. Freaking checking. I got some messages. Heck yeah. But no, I appreciate all y'all coming out live stream, man. It means a lot to me. Nothing crazy, honestly. Live stream. What's up, Caleb? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. We got people in the live stream right now. Go ahead. Don't forget to smash thumbs up button if you can. It helps out so much. I truly appreciate it. So pretty much just talking about the truck, man. She's down right now, and my heart's a little broken, but I think I got a story that goes well that can help y'all out in the event. In the event that you're in the same situation like me. Colby, what's going on, man? We got the first question. All right, so real quick, Colby, I'm gonna answer your question here in a second. But all I was gonna say for my story was basically, long story short, at the end of the day, y'all, if you know something is about to go out on your truck, fix it when you first notice it. Don't wait. Okay, complacency kills. May not kill physically, but it kills one way or another. Whether it's your pocket, your wallet, your money, time, whatever it may be. Okay. Uh, so long story short, I knew the water pump in my truck was going out. Like it started small. I mean, like small drips where it's coming out the pump, and I was like, "Oh, well, it's still tight, man." But it's cool, you know what I'm saying? So kept driving, and finally the pump went out. Pump went out. The bushing that the pump sits on when it's spinning, that bushing is destroyed. So when that happened, my belt jumped off track, popped the belt, then the belt wrapped around the crank pulley. And then what happens is you never noticed it. If you look at your crank pulley at the bottom of your engine to the right side at about the 4 o'clock at your crankshaft position sensor. Well, that sucker, the belt wrapped around the crankshaft pulley and it destroyed the crankshaft sensor. I'm gonna show y'all it when I do the video. I ordered everything I need to get the truck fixed. I gotta wait for it. Tomorrow's a federal holiday, MLK Day, so I probably won't be getting to it till end of this coming week. Um, but the reason why I tell the story is because had I and here's the thing, I changed that water pump back in 2018, and it came with a lifetime warranty. So the second I knew it was leaking, all I had to do was just take the pump off, take it to Advanced Auto. They would have gave me a brand new one for free, and I would have put it on, and none of this would have ever happened. But I was being lazy. I didn't want to, and then now I'm paying for it. So I had to buy a new belt, which was $60, because I don't have a OEM belt. I got the aftermarket belt for dual fuelers. New belt, new crankshaft sensor, which online is a lot cheaper than in the stores. So I paid like $25 for a Mopar sensor. And I also bought a new belt tensioner as well. I ordered a Gates belt tensioner off eBay. It was like $85. So long story short, instead of me spending $0 and changing the water pump, I spent $180. You know what I'm saying? Because I neglected to change something when it needed to get changed. So yup. So we got 18 people on the live stream right now. Everybody who joined, thank you so much for joining. If you guys got comments, drop it down, man. Drop it down. I'm here to answer all your comments, questions. You guys love asking me questions about all sorts of stuff on the truck or my opinion on things. By all means, ask if it comes across. Make sure you got something to drink because we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. Okay. So I'm gonna start answering y'all questions. All right. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining. Once again, smash thumbs up, please. And then also make sure if you haven't, check out the last video I posted installing the sound system equipment. That video is going good. People, a lot of good feedback. I know it's gonna help out somebody out there who wants to run a similar setup like I have. So hell yeah. So first question we got is from Colby. He says, "Hey Cam, how are the new injectors? To be honest, bro, they are doing a phenomenal. Very good quality injectors. Again, who you work with and who you go through is what is going to reflect in your truck. Okay, so by me going through a company like Flux Injector, top notch, family owned business. You can when you call them, you're not talking to a operator. You're not talking to the owner, the people who run the company, April and Don. Extremely knowledgeable, awesome couple. They're family, man. So I love them. I love them. Yeah, a lot of people actually do a lot of business with them. People just don't know it, but they pump stuff out. So I do like them though. Jesse Thomason, what's up, man? What happened to the truck? I just got here. I just finished the story, so I think you already caught on now. So basically, water pump broke, caused the belt to pop, messed up the crankshaft sensor because the belt popped and slapped it. And I'm changing out the belt tensioner. So that's all. Long story short. Joseph McNulty. I'm sorry if I say the last name wrong. The first comment you said about the chanters and the jeer, I'm not sure what that means. So can you give a shout out to Alpha Kenny Body? He's a big fan. Yeah, shout out to Alpha Kenny Body. There we go. It's a new bruh. Aloha, man. Mai in the house. What's up, brother, man? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. That redneck guy underscore. I seen some people ignore it, then it blows up 3 seconds later. I'm that guy. But thank God I was lucky enough, man, where I was going to the store up the street, like 10 minutes up the road. I went up to the street to the store, came back, and as soon as I got in my driveway, it popped. So I actually got lucky. It happened in my driveway. It didn't happen, anywhere else. Which although a lot of people don't notice, but you can actually run your truck if the belt pops. Like it'll crank up and run because your crankshaft, your camshaft, your oil pump, there's something else I'm missing, but they're all gear driven. So if you take off your timing cover on the front of your engine, all of those are gear driven. The pulleys are for your accessories. So like your alternator, well, it probably may have not ran because the alternator, I don't know, but alternator, water pump, power steering pump, you would lose power steering. A couple other things too. I can't think of. I lost my second injection pump because I got the top side one, so that one went bye bye. But yeah, Sam D says, "What do you think about a 68 RFE?" Sam, to answer your question, and I get this asked a good bit. I think the 68 RFE is a good transmission, 100%. I really do wholeheartedly believe it is a good transmission, especially in 2021. It ain't 2010. It's not 2011. It's not 2012 no more. Those days are gone where nobody understood the 68 RFE that much. We know the weaknesses, or we knew what the weaknesses were. They addressed it. They've come out with some phenomenal stuff to pretty much solidify your 68 RFE. One thing you got to keep in mind too, the silent majority. Okay. So what do I mean by that? The silent majority is your cat who wants to add a little power to your truck, anywhere between 5 to 750 horsepower. They want to add some power, make some power, but they're not drag racing the truck. They just want a fun truck to drive. The 68 can do that all day. It really can. No transmission. No transmission is bulletproof. Okay. I don't care what you want to argue. Turbo 350, turbo 400, or 48 RE, 47 bulletproof. Okay. Even the infamous 6R 140s, the 5R 140s, or the 5R 100s, whatever they call them, they all go out. They have a weakness. The Allison, the most overhyped transmission ever is the Allison. The Allison, 1000, and then they got the 2000. Um, Most hyped transmission. I mean, you're talking limp mode. The stock Allison can't support more than 550. I'm talking like the Allison 1000, so the 5 speeds and the early 6 speeds. They can't support more than like 500 horsepower, or if and after that they're going into limp mode. You're on the side of the road. You have to. It's a sequence you have to do to get it to reset out of limp mode. But I think the 68 RP is a good transmission. There's only I'm going to say there's only 3 weaknesses that you have to, if you want peace of mind out of your 68, there's only 3 things you really have to address: trans tuning, valve body. I mean, that's really it. In all honesty, you can argue the case about the deep dish pan because it kind of braces and reinforces the housing for the transmission, but that's not as common as the first 2. The first 2 are the big ticket items. I'm telling you, you got to think of it like this: you put some good trans tuning, so get you some Rev Max tuning, and you get you a Rev Max valve body, DNJ valve body, just a reputable valve body, billet plate valve body from a company, and you're looking at a transmission that can safely, reliably hold 650 horsepower. And I'm not making this up. Okay, now you start adding on things to that. So, for instance, Sonax, overdrive drum, smart drum, billet input shaft, something like the RevMax one where it has the oiling feature, which is like I believe a patented feature. Then you start adding the GBZs or what the Eagle clutch packs and little stuff like that. Now you're getting into like a full build. But if you're just trying to if you want a 600 horsepower truck, the 68 RFE can hold 600 horsepower. It can hold 650 horsepower. Valve body trans tuning will take you a long way. Now, again, if you're doing boosted launches, if you're doing, hard pulls every single day, every time you come off a light, yeah, the bitch it's not gonna last. I don't know too many trans that will last. Some might go further than the others, but just keep in mind nothing lasts forever. But I think the 68 is a good time. Me personally, I would consider looking into a 48 swap is if I had intentions of taking my truck down the drag track. Other than that, no need to. 68 can do more than enough. And on top of that, it's a 6 speed. So it's nicer when you're on the highway, especially if you're pulling or, you just want to get better fuel economy versus having a 5 speed or a 4 speed with overdrive in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion though, Sam. I know it was a long rant, but that's what I'm saying. Oh, Geese said no burnouts. I guess that's a goose or a duck. So burnouts are still coming. Obviously, I can't do it right now because the truck's messed up. So I get a hesitant start third, Gen 06. My truck has 275K on it. Do you think it's time for an engine? I'm assuming that means engine rebuild. Not necessarily, Tommy, because there can be a couple things that can cause for a hard start, uh, or a hesitant start. You know what I'm saying? So with that many miles, I don't know your truck, but you might have a stock starter, so it might be time to put a new starter on it. Injection pump might be getting old. A hard start or a hesitant start on a high mileage common rail Cummins. 80% of the time, that's a sign your injection pump is going out. Because what's happening is when you start your truck, your injection pump is turning and cycling, and what it's doing is building up rail pressure. Your truck needs, I believe, it needs roughly around 5,000 psi to start. So if the pump is getting weak and the plungers inside the pump are getting weak, it's going to take longer for that pump to generate that pressure to fill up the rail so it can be able to start the truck. So I would look into those before calling the rebuild. Even something as simple as changing your batteries, that might even do the trick. But if you already changed your batteries, maybe look into a new starter. I'm willing to bet it's probably the injection pump. I don't know your engine situation though. So that's my opinion though for a hard start. And then you also got a fuel pump too. So I don't know if you have a stock fuel pump OEM one in the basket, maybe that's starting to give out. But even if that was given out, most of the times it would still start up fine. It's just that when the pump gives out, it's going to stop running. You know what I'm saying? But if it can start up, most likely that it's probably that injection pump. Yeah. Common rail. Hold on a second. Let me go here. Joseph, all right. So you said, you say I like chanters in my gear. It means I like trucks in the lake. Okay. All right. All right. I'll wait for the repair video. Keep up the good work. Hey, Common Rail Cody, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I think I followed you on Instagram. Or maybe I may start following. Definitely follow someone named Common Rail something. So heck yeah. Man, oh snap. Hell yeah, my Hawaiian brother Stacy, what's up? Hell yeah, he got his pump done by the dealer. Appreciate the like, brother. Thank you so much. Again, you guys, we're at 27 people in the live stream. Make sure you hit the like button, please. It's free, costs nothing. Helps the channel out so much. Lucas Hardcastle, do you still have your old grill? If you do, would you like to sell it? No, I don't. Actually, I gave it to one of my buddies. Actually, Ryan, who built my custom grill. I gave that to him so he can use it for his projects. So that R&D and all that type of stuff. So yeah, David, I did check out acoustic sub boxes. When y'all commented on the boxes, I had already placed an order on a sub box, so I'm not really in the market for one right now. But I definitely do appreciate you bringing that to my knowledge or to my attention. So thank you, Stacy. The burnout's coming. Once the truck's back running, it's not running right now. So as soon as I get the truck back running, I have a video product review I'm going to be doing. Get this out the way real quick. I have a product review I'm going to be doing on this right here. This is a fuel additive from a company called Fuel Ox. They sent this out to me. Apparently, this is some potent stuff. I did a little research on them when they hit me up. They reached out to me. I did a little research on them. Apparently they're really well known in the marine industry, so boats and all those type of engines. Apparently this is really potent though. So this one bottle right here, 16 ounces, can treat 1,250 gallons, which is a megaton. I mean, on the back it says here, it says 1 ounce treats 80 gallons. That is a lot. So we're going to be doing a review on that to see how that works in the truck. So definitely. I'm going to 40 by 1550 mud grabs. You think 488 gears are too low? Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're trying to do with the truck. Are you trying to like mud bog it or what? If you're just trying to do highway driving and street driving, I think 488 is really low. 456 max. I don't know how much highway driving you do, but if you gear that truck with 40s to 488s, that is going to be a tank on the highway. I would look into 456s, man. In all honesty, I think that's a good one. I have 430s on my truck, 430 gears, and I like the way it drives. It pulls it really good. It's very similar to driving with stock gears on 35s. I don't know if you know what that feels like, but that's what it feels like driving on 40s. Not to mention 40s on 14 wide forge wheels, which forge wheels are heavier than alloy or cast wheels, whatever they call them. So I would look into 456s. Another thing you can also do is there is a company called East Coast Gear Supply. They are one of, if not the largest gear supplier in the country, based out of here in North Carolina. You can call East Coast Gear Supply, or you can call Nitro Gears, and you can tell them your vehicle, the transmission, and what size tires you want to run, and they will recommend you the best gear ratio to go with. So I would do that before jumping to 488s, because that is a low stall gear, man. He said he replaced the water pump, the tensioner, the balancer, the belt. Yeah, I'm about to do all that except the balancer. I would like to get a fluid dampener eventually, but I mean, I'm fine with the one I got on the truck. I got an '08 one tons, Caleb Pierce. I got a 18. I got an '08 one ton 6.7 on 37s, two put bigger injectors in. Do you think I should bulletproof it before I put bigger injectors in it? Caleb, so if you're saying when you say bulletproof, I'm assuming you mean head studs or potentially a built trans. If it's in your budget, you should always do the assurance mods first before the big power mods. Obviously, and I'm one of them. I'm guilty of it, but it's not in my budget to be. It's not always in my budget to where I can drop $8,000 on the trans and then go get injectors and stuff like that. So I did some stuff out of order, but the truck's still kicking. She's doing good. So I would recommend that though. Yes, get, at minimum head studs. Even if you got a 68 RP trans, you get an '08. So if you got a 68 RP valve body, at the minimum, get you a RevMax valve body, a DNJ valve body at the minimum, and then slap some big sticks in there. You'll have a fun time. Saints or Bucks, man. I got the Bucks, man, because I think Brady's gonna get revenge for getting swept in the regular season. The game, I think it comes on at like 8. Actually, I was keeping up with the Browns game. I know they were down. They're probably getting smoke checked by Kansas. Oh, that game just started. The Chiefs and I mean not Chiefs. I think I can't talk. New Orleans and Tampa. Oh man, Kansas City won 22-17. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, Joseph McNulty. Yes, I am Christian. Yep, Joe. It is beer time. That's why I got one. Gen 4. Is there an aftermarket fix for the EGR pipe from the block to the heater core? From the block to the heater core. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm trying to think about what that means, or like in terms of like location, and I can't off the top of my head remember the EGR pipe from the block to the heater core. I'm assuming you're talking about the coolant hose, the coolant route hose that originally connects to the EGR from the, I think it goes from the EGR cooler to the heater core. They do sell a coolant reroute hose kit online, Amazon, eBay, Google. You can get it on there. I think that's what you're talking about. Shout me out, Hunter Juan. Man, y'all really like shout outs. Hunter Juan, shout out. There you go. All right, we're gonna pause on the shout outs. Yep. Oh, again, answering questions about trucks and stuff like that. So Stance Nation says he loves his 68 RF, ain't had a problem. And that's what I'm saying, man. With the 68, man. What's up, Eric? It's good to see you. I just saw your comment. With the 68, man, it's a good transmission, in my opinion. It really is. People just they're ignorant, okay? And people get offended when you say ignorant, but ignorant means the not knowing of, meaning you don't know. You don't know. But people are truly ignorant to when it comes to understanding how their truck runs and how their truck operates. It's not to be mean or nothing. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I personally, this is just me. I'm not saying I'm perfect or some amazing dude. I'm just saying this is how I am. I'm the type of person where I like to read. I like to research for my own to see if things are true or not. Okay, especially in society today, it's very easy for people to jump on the bandwagon, jump on the train, whatever everybody else is saying. They just fall in line and assume that. But ignorance makes a fool out of you and me. So I like to research on my own. I like to see on my own what the business is, and after talking with people, researching. And when I say talking to people, I mean like actual like legit dudes in the industry. It's not a bad transmission. It's going back to like a 6.0 Power Stroke. You ask anybody who owns a Duramax or a Cummins, oh, what do you think about 6.0? They're like, oh, it's trash, it's worse. Yeah, it's really not a bad engine. It's just you have like 4 or 5 things you need to do to the engine, and you have a pretty solid ass running truck. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. AMD said my 68 went out on my 15, 735K miles. It's at ATS right now, getting a stage 168. Yeah, man, that sucks, but it happens. What were you doing? I'm just curious. What were you doing? So that's another thing I do too. So when someone tells me the trans went out, I always ask what were they doing. So I've heard people say nothing. They were just driving and it locked in the fourth gear and then it wouldn't get out. Or some people say they were going up an incline towing. The common response I get when I ask somebody about why their trans went out, it's usually they were towing and they were going uphill and they were trying to pass somebody and they were in sixth gear and they laid on the pedal and it because they have stock tuning, instead of it unlocking, dropping the fifth gear, which is a bigger gear, which means it can apply more power through the trans, it stayed in six, which burned up the overdrive drum and the overdrive clutch pack for your sixth gear, which once you lose overdrive, it's going to put into a limp mode where you pretty much can't shift out of fourth gear. Some people lose reverse gear or lose reverse because I believe first gear shares the same something. It shares the same something as the reverse, where they're together. Where if one goes out, the other goes out, something like that. So yeah, but I'd be curious, Sam, what you were doing when that went out. I just like to know from my own records. That's all. Let's see. Gave up on the 68 for towing in the mountains. Went acing for stock horsepower towing. Never looked back. Hey Shane, that's good, man. Good. So from what I heard about the Acens, is if you have no intentions to add any power to your truck, I heard they're really, really good transmissions. Like what Dodge or Ram or whoever made it, what they did with that trans when they made it to pair it with the engine, apparently it's actually a phenomenal setup. But I heard anything past stock power, you don't want to Acen. From my knowledge, you can't tune them. And I believe the only company, or I say only, but the only big reputable company I know that can build a good Acen is Randy's Transmission. I heard he's like the Acen god, the Acen guru when it comes to putting Acen or ASN transmissions, however you say it. I drive a lot for work. Do I need any of these upgrades for my training? 68 RFE. Yeah, Felix, man. Yeah, like I said, man, assurance mods, especially for work. If you're using your truck for work, you definitely want to do this stuff, man, because I'm assuming this is how you make your money. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing you want to do is be down because your trans went out and you're in the shop and you're losing money, you're losing time. You got to rent a truck or drive something else. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely would recommend that if you're using this for work. Trans tuning and get you a valve body. At a very minimum, I don't know if Eric's still in the live stream, but we had OKC67 in the live stream. He actually put a full RevMax valve body on his truck with their RevMax deep dish pan, and he loves it. He says, and he has trans tuning from a tuning company where he says it's a phenomenal setup. Says he loves the way it feels, real firm, real solid. It like the trans actually feels like it knows what it wants to do. So what 6-inch lift you recommend? Just started talking to you on Insta, Titanic_64. I have 08 Ram 2500, 4x4 Cummins, fully deleted, 5-inch turbo back exhaust. 6-inch lift. So I never ran a 6-inch. I went from 5 to a 8 to a 10-ish. But if you're looking for a 6-inch, so you got two routes. And this is me personally. If I was gonna do a 6-inch because my boy Shane, I helped him out, got him in the right track. I would do, if I wanted a 6-inch lift, I would do a zone off-road 6-inch lift, but I would get the upgrade option, upgrade the shocks to Fox 2.0 shocks. That's what I would do, because zone off-road is made by BDS. BDS owns zone off-road. They make the hardware and the components in the same warehouse. If you're trying to save money and you still want a good quality lift, I would get the zone off-road and then upgrade or opt in for the Fox 2.0 shocks or Fox Resis, whichever one you want, but they offer them. Okay, that's going to be best bang for your buck. Now, if you're trying to get best quality, you can't go wrong with a BDS with the long arm kit. The long arm setup is what's going to make that truck ride phenomenal. You can't go wrong there. There's some other companies out there that have lift kits like Striker Off-Road. I think McGoy's makes a 6-inch. I think they do. I'm not 100% sure if they do. I think they do, but no. McGoy makes really solid stuff. But best bang for buck, zone off-road, best quality ride, Fox BDS, in my opinion. I bought a 07 67500 manual trans last year. It has a 5-position tuner. I want to test it. What is the best way to test it in each position? So, Johnny, what you want to do basically is you want to be at a stop in your truck. And long story short, you're going to have it on tune 1, and at a stop, you are going to give it hard acceleration, shift through your gears. But as you take off, you're pretty much laying into the truck. As you take off, bump the switches up. As you turn the knobs, you should feel the power increase as you turn the knob up to tune 5. That's the best way to test it. That's actually the recommendations that you'll get usually when you install a CSP5 switch. So start from the stop, tune 1, slam on the pedal, shift through gears, all that stuff. As you're accelerating, turn the knob up, and you should feel the power increase. If you don't feel a change of power from the truck while doing that, you need to check and make sure your switch is connected and it's working and all that stuff. This is May said, where can I get some piston sleeves? The hell if I know. I haven't had to deal with that shit. Let me think. I got some messages. Texas, I'm gonna be real, bro. I can't help you out there. Yeah, I ain't got nothing off the top. I haven't had to mess with that stuff yet with this truck. But yeah, if I find out though, I'll let you know, man. All right, so Six Swagger. Also, have you messed with a sloppy steering wheel? Truck drives straight, doesn't wander, but steering wheel has an inch to 2 inches of play both ways. Super annoying. So for the steering play, intermediate shaft bushings. I don't know if you have it already, but there's a company named EMF, like E as in Eric, M as in Mike, F as in Foxtrot, and basically it's these aluminum bushings. And what you'll do is you'll go underneath your steering column inside your truck, and you're gonna find the cardon joint / the pretty much where they meet together at. You're going to take a C clamp like this. If I have one, whatever. Get you a baby C clamp, not one this big, but get you a small C clamp. You put the bushing on there, and you're basically pressing the bushing into the sleeve, the bore. What that does is it tightens up that joint, because that joint by the intermediate shaft is very known for, or is very prone for wallowing out and getting loose. If you go on YouTube and type in EMF intermediate shaft bushings, Dodge Ram, you're going to get like 4 or 5 videos and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I actually have videos on the channel where I go through my entire steering setup currently that I have on the truck, where I explain every single thing. And my steering is really tight for driving with 40s, 14 wides. And like, I have really good steering. I love my steering right now with the setup I have. I have Moog 4th gen style steering. I have a BD steering brace, redhead steering box, Bilstein 5100, Bilstein 5100 dual steering stabilizer. I have a aftermarket Core 4x4. I got it off eBay. Core 4x4 track bar. I did brand new ball joints. Wheel bearings are still good. I did Detroit axle. My truck drives really good for the setup that I have on there in terms of like steering capabilities. It's really good. So I would definitely tell you to check out EMF intermediate shaft bushings to start. I would start from there. But then also, like I said, I have videos on the channel talking about it as well. Why are 17 to 20 6.7 power strokes always traded in with low miles? Are they reliable? Jay, I'm gonna be real with you. I have not heard about that. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm gonna be real, and I look in the truck market, probably once a week or every other week, and usually I see the most 6.7. It goes also by area too. Demographics, geographics plays a huge role in the truck market or in the auto industry in period. But in my area, what I've been seeing is a lot of 15, 14, 16, 6.7 power strokes. People are selling with 134, 120,000 miles, and they're perfectly fine trucks. A lot of that too. Also, 17 to 20, that's a old truck. They very well could be a lease. So they could have leased that truck and turned it in to get the newer model. You never know. I'll be real with you. If you're asking me if I think the 6.7 power stroke is reliable, I think from 2015 and up, I think those are extremely reliable power strokes. Ford did a good job with them. I tuned and deleted one not too long ago. Phenomenal truck. And for being tuned and deleted, those things can skirt. I was actually really impressed with it. And working on the engine wasn't that bad as I thought it would be. It looks like it's bad when you first look at it bone stock, but once you get some parts out of the way, it's not that bad in terms of the engine, man. You can actually get to the side of the engine, unlike on the 6.0s where it's like buried in there. It's not that bad, but I think they're reliable trucks. So, do you have a second gen swap on the 467 83 turbo or a aftermarket third gen swap? I have Austin. I have neither. I used to have a 467 with an 83 turbine housing, but I sold that a while ago. So I have a S366 S480 second gen style over under compound setup. So I'm running 2 turbos essentially, but that's what I run. So basically a 366 over a S480. So yeah. Oh man, I got lost in the comments. My bad, you guys. 1 second. Yeah, no dude. Augie said he got 140K on his 68, and it's all good. I mean, I got 188 or 189 on mine, and she's still kicking. And Call of Duty and listening to the Q&A. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, man. How often, from Dylan Hasselhoff, how often do you change your training fluid? I changed it when I did the valve body gasket upgrade, and then I changed it again when I did the deep dish transpan, so twice. I stick to the OEM intervals. So on these trucks, I believe every 100,000 is either 100,000 or 80,000 miles. You want to change the trans oil and the 68 RP, or trans fluid, sorry, the transmission fluid and the 68 RP. Some people are religious. Some people change it once a year. I think that's super overkill unless you do extreme heavy towing. I think that's a little too much, or in my opinion, it's not warranted, especially if you run a good quality trans fluid. The biggest thing with the 68s is you need to run ATF4. no Mercron V. You'll see people on the forum saying, "Oh, run this because it has a better viscosity breakdown or something." Run what the fuck they say to run in that shit. Because when you start playing with your viscosity and your transmissions, that is the difference between your shit going to limp mode or your shit still driving. You know what I'm saying? So Sam said he on the highway, no trail at the time. I had cruise control on about 65. I just installed 35-inch tires. Had about 1,000 miles. I went up. Hmm. You know, I don't. You got a 4th gen, don't you? So, and that's another thing too. I need to mention. So that's another thing I had to mention when it comes to the 68 RFE. Speak in 2010 when the 4th gen came out. Dodge did probably the worst thing they could have ever done, or Ram, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They did the worst thing they could ever do when it comes to a heavy duty truck. They went to a higher gear. They went from a 373 or a 410, depending on which model you got, to a 342, which was horrible. So bad. It put so much more of a strain on the transmission. That honestly, I forgot. I'm glad you mentioned that, Sam, because that was a huge contributor to the 68 getting a bad rap. You're running the heavy duty. I mean, my car, I got a 1995 Chevy Impala, and it has 351 positive rear gears. Why the fuck is a truck in mid 2010s or whatever has 342 gears? Well, long story short, fuel economy. That's what it comes down to. That for some, and the reason why I say this is because Dodge, since then, Ram has went back once I want to say 5th gen came out, or if not the year before, 18. But when the 5th gen came out, they went back to 373 gears because that was just it was too low and too luggy of a gear to be running. I mean, you're towing, you got a big load, you're on a highway, you're trying to pass somebody up. I mean, you are straining that transmission to get some power to the ground. That was the worst thing they did. I think Dodge, in my personal opinion, they should have kept 410 gears across the board with these trucks. 373 at the lowest. And my truck had 373s, and I had no problems with it. But yes, I've heard that a lot actually. Yeah, so comment. Let me know if you got a 4th gen. I think you said you did, but I don't remember, man. That's shitty though. Sorry to hear that. 68s I've had. You just have to pay attention to temps, stock horsepower, uphills, towing, like you described. Have to manually downshift, upgrade, transpan helps the extra coolant. Yeah, man, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to know your truck. You got to know your transmission. Some people might say, "Oh, well, I shouldn't have to. If I spend all this money, why should I have to be worried and concerned about my trans? I should be able to just get in and drive it." 100% true. You should be able to get in and just drive your truck because you paid good money for it. But it's not always like that sometimes. And I think, to me personally, and I made videos talking about this, but gauges, I think edge monitor or just having some gauges on your pillar, I think that is a phenomenal investment, an insurance investment, because what better way to know if your trans is running hot? If your trans is 190, 200, if you got a 68 and you're driving, and this goes for anybody, if you got a 68 RFE and you're driving the truck and it gets up to 200 degrees, pull over, pop the hood, just let the truck cool down. It's getting too hot. There's people out there like Mishimoto, my buddy Kevin Kubanak with Full Send Diesel. They make add-on transmission coolers for these trucks where you can add on an external cooler, which apparently I heard it helps phenomenal. Another thing too, again, the 4th gen. This is another thing Dodge messed up with the 4th gens. Thermostat. So when they came out with the 4th gens, they decided to add a thermostat in line for the transmission to help the transmission get up to operating temp. Problem was the thermostat valve would get stuck in the closed position. It would never open so it could bypass it, or it would never close so it can fully route through the cooler. So instead, it was just hot oil cycling. Trans temps get hot, burn up the trans. 3rd gens don't have that problem. They don't have a thermostat on the 3rd gens. It's all full inline system. But yeah, trans temps is very big on the 68. So here's the story. 68 RFEs are known for being cooler running transmissions versus the 48 REs. So a 48 can make heat like a motherfucker. A lot of it has to do with because it's a manual, it is a mechanical transmission, where therefore it generates more heat. 68 generates less heat, but the 68 does not like heat nowhere near as much as the 48 does. What that means is you might get away on a 48 running at a higher trans temp than on a 68. But once the 68 starts to get hot, you start creeping in that 190, 195, 200. Once you hit 200, you got to stop there. you got something going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you would start looking into things like draining your fluid, um, adding an external cooler to your transmission, stuff like that. So, hmm, trying to find my comments. Matheson Phillips, Air Dog or Fast? That's a good one. Long story short, I'm gonna tell you Air Dog because that's what I run, and off my experience, I've had zero issues when it comes to Air Dog. I've had one issue with my Air Dog pump, but Air Dog was very fast and quick to correct it and make it right, and I can't complain. I really can't. Um, but here's what I tell people when they ask me about Air Dog or Fast, and I tell them I say Cadillac or Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Lexus, Infinity, Ferrari, Porsche. You know what I'm saying? Maserati, Lamborghini, BMW, Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a good product either way. You're going to get what you want out of it. It's just what do you prefer in terms of luxuries. I made a video talking about why I chose the Air Dog over why I chose the Air Dog over a Fast, and my personal beings were that, or my personal preferences was that I like the feature that I had an adjustable valve setting screwed on there. So if I wanted to turn the line pressure up on my pump, all I had to do is get a wrench and a flathead, and I can adjust it, and I can see the fuel pressure increase or decrease. On it Fast, you have to apparently take a spring out, you have to cut it, bend it, some craziness. Another thing too, I was not too fond with the latest Fast design that they came out with the filters. Um, some companies did research and came to find out that the filters that they run on the new setup, they're not even fuel filters. They're actually hydraulic filters. Um, Back when I first went with the Air Dog, none of that was an issue. They had the same style filters like Air Dog did, but I just went with Air Dog because at the time that's what I heard was good. I did my research, I asked questions, and I was like, all right, these are the ones I want to go with. Um, but yeah, so that's why I went with Air Dog. Aluminum bodies. I have a rusted chatter, I guess I'm assuming, in the back end. How do I fix that? It's stuck on in the back. I'm gonna be real. I have no idea what that means. I try to understand. I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure what that's referring to. 220K on the 68 here. Rev Max valve body at 180. Christopher, thank you so much for. And I've never seen Christopher spelled like that. That's kind of cool. Thank you for that comment. So there you guys go. We got one person, living testimony, uh, going off of what he's done. He put it on at 180K. So you're right around, or was right around where I'm at almost currently. So that lets me know that I can still slap a Rev Max valve body on my truck. It's not too late. Reginald, what's up, bro? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining live stream. So we're sitting at 32 followers or 32 people watching right now. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. It helps out so much. You guys know I appreciate and respect y'all all being here on this Sunday night. Jason Hansen, any problems with the rail pressure codes? I have deleted 2011 Megacab, deleted tune with EFI Live, constantly having to delete this code, can't fix, even tried a race valve. No, I have not had any problems with rail pressure codes. I have a fuel rail plug. Oh, sorry. I have a fuel rail plug on my truck, but even when I installed that, I had no issues with low rail pressure. Um, do you have a lift pump? That's going to be my question. Do you have a lift pump? And if you have a lift pump, like an Air Dog or Fast, are you still on the same CP3 injection pump? You know what I'm saying? So long story short, when it comes to the rail pressure code, it could be the rail pressure sensor, which could be bad on the backside. So it's kind of shitty to change. I'm not gonna lie, but the sensor on the back of the rail, the fuel rail could be faulty. Maybe you need to put a higher relief valve on there. So Fire Punk sells I think it's 100 bar or 180 bar or maybe a 300 bar. They sell a higher relief valve. It relieves at like 32,000 psi. I forgot what 30,000 psi is equivalent to in bars. I think it's like 30 bars or something. I don't fucking know. But so You got that. I would say injection pump, but I don't think you're having any issues like driving the truck, or does it get like does it feel like it falls on his face when you slam on the pedal? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Sam does have a fourth gen. Yep. So you got 341 gears. So yeah, I made a video. Well, actually, that's something different too. God, fourth gens are amazing looking trucks. I love them. But going from a third gen to a fourth gen, there are definitely things you need to be aware about when it comes to owning a fourth gen. Because if you're like me coming from a third gen where we have certain things set up a certain way, like tuning and stuff, and you go to a fourth gen, you can fuck some shit up. Transmission mainly is what I'm talking about. So yeah. So Sam, you're out unless you have a 3500 and they put 410s in it. I don't know if you got that or not, but if it's just a regular 2500, you most likely have 341 gears. And that was another huge issue with the 410s. People will put basic 35-inch tires. If you can't put 35-inch tire on a diesel truck, like what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, they went with such a low stall gear or such a high stall gear that it was tearing up those transmissions. I mean, the transmissions were overheating. And again, like I said, 68 RPs don't like heat. They would get hot, burn them up, done. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, the tuning. I tell people with fourth gens, don't even waste your time getting a switch on the fly knob. Do not, because every single time you switch that knob, you are resetting your clutch index or your CVI, so your clutch value indexes. Okay, they reset. Basically, your transmission does a relearn. Guess what happens when it does a relearn? It does not know how much line pressure to apply to the clutch packs when you are driving hard on it. So it's pretty much a baby. It's brand new. It has to learn how to crawl again. Switch on the flies for fourth gens are like killers. Now, if you have the on the fourth gen, they call it CSP4 because apparently the fifth one doesn't work or some shit. If you have a CSP4 or CSP5, whatever, some people understand that and they're fine being able to use that. But if you're that person where you think you can be at a stoplight, you see someone pull up to you, and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna drop it into tune 5, tune 4. I'm about to dust this dude." You're gonna dust that dude on the back of a tow truck because that's how you blow you blow burn up your clutches. You know what I'm saying? You burn up your clutches, you burn up your overdrive drums, all that stuff. So it's knowledge, man. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of research and good information out there on the 68 RFPs, and I challenge you guys, if you own one, to read about it. You know, when I made the video talking about when I did the injectors install and I took the truck driving, I had comments in there like, "Oh, get ready for that trans," or "Oh, it's gonna be time for a 68 build," and it's like it's not like that. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? You just have to know how to handle your vehicle. Okay. Am I saying my shit's bulletproof? Am I saying it's strong as fuck? No, fuck no. It's not. My torque converter, it's not bad, but I can tell it's time for a new one, if you catch what I'm saying. So, you know, little things like that. 68 RFE, when you start getting oil in the overdrive code, stop it and replace valve body before it goes boom. Overdrive codes. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate the info. Order the bushings as far as future upgrades. Would a 60 RP handle a bigger single or a compounds, or do you recommend supporting transmods first? So, six swagger. Anytime you can do a transmod, do a transmod, if that makes sense. So, if it's in your budget you can get a valve body, do a valve body. And if you can't afford, a $1,200 valve body, at the minimum, do a separator plate. ATS sells the separator gasket plate. I have an ATS one, ATS diesel separator plate. BD sells a separator plate. At the minimum, do a separator plate because that will allow you to run a higher line pressure because it's going to minimize / prevent cross leaks, which is what I have in my truck, and it's been running. So I run 200 psi line pressure. That way, it applies more pressure to the clutch packs when you're, shifting and stuff. For the 68, don't answer your question. I've had a 67 mil single. I currently have compounds. It handled both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends what's your taste. You know what I'm saying? So, truck's still gonna drive. God damn it, I missed it. Got the Alpha Rex Nova series in my truck recently too. Thanks for turning us third gen owners on to them. So sick. Nah, no worries, man. I appreciate it. I love the way they look. I think they're sick headlights. So I'm glad you guys are liking them, catching on to it, man. Thanks for the training response. I just bought a 12.67 and I'm new to all the diesel stuff. Is it true diesel deleting EGR system is good for the engine? I'm not racing, just need reliability. Felix, to answer your question, or thank you, one. Two, yes, 100% worth it. I highly recommend it. You know what I'm saying? How to do it, where to go, how to do it, who can I get it from, all that stuff. I will tell you right now. You're gonna have to just do your research, man, and you'll find somebody eventually, man. But thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Fast is good, but you can have fuse problems. Yeah, man. I mean, I've never had a fast before, but I've heard mixed things here and there. There are some diehard fast dudes just as much as there's some diehard air dog dudes. It, it can go both ways all day long. Are you able to lower your vehicle to stock height and level it if you want it? Yeah, Tony, I could if I wanted to. Uh, I would just need a stock lift kit. That's all. Just get stock springs, stock control arm lengths. My track bar is good from 0 to 8 inch lift. Uh, I mean, that's shocks, stock height shocks. So yeah, I could do it if I wanted to. It wouldn't be too hard. It'd be a hell of a lot easier getting into it though. I know that for a fact. What's good, bro? Should I get an optimum battery for the 5.9 with the Sun Optima? Do not waste your money on Optimum batteries. You are paying for the name and a piece of shit. I spent over $400 on two red top Optima batteries to not even last me 3 years full, or they lasted me 3 years and a week, right outside the warranty. That's how long they lasted me. I've had multiple times where they died. I had to charge them. Garbage. I got Walmart batteries on my truck, and I love them. I ran Walmart batteries for years on my old vehicles. Never had issues. I, there's only so many companies out there that can make something like that, if that makes sense, because it's expensive. It's expensive. It's dangerous, and it costs a lot of money because of the hazmat licenses you have to have and the insurance you have to have. So there's only a whole lot of companies, and on top of that, most of your batteries are made out of the country, meaning like Mexico, South America, hell, China. You know what I'm saying? So I personally got Walmart batteries, and I like it. If you ask me if I recommend Optima, I'm gonna tell you all day, fuck no. Installed any accessories with the Edge monitor, pros and cons? No, I don't have any accessories with it. I do have a EGT probe to go with the Edge, but I never installed it because I already have an EGT gauge with my glow shift gauges. Pros and cons with the Edge turbo timer. I'm gonna be real, bro. Once again, I don't have that either. I've heard about that. I can't really think of any cons having a turbo timer. I mean, you having a turbo timer is no different than you just when you park, let your truck idle. Because with the turbo timer, it allows you to turn the truck off, like turn the key, take it out. The truck will continue to run for however long you set it, usually up to 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then it'll cut itself off. Uh, I don't really know a con to that. You burn more fuel, maybe, or that's probably it, really. But it is good to let if you're just getting back from driving, long drives or hard trips or whatever, it is good to I like to let my EGTs get down to about 250, 200, and then I'll cut it off. Because on my truck, I know if I just came to a stop while driving, my EGTs will drop down to 400 and they'll stay there. But then if I stay idling, it'll drop down more to about 250. I think 250 to 200, something like that. That's why I like to do though. So. Hmm. Hey, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. So, Joseph, you said it's a chanter, not a chatter. It stick in my back end, can't get it out. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I don't know what that is, man. To be honest with you, man. If I did, I'd tell you something, but I just don't. 6-year RFE is the most expensive trans to bulletproof at ETS diesel compared to Allison and Ford. I that very well might be true, but I'll tell you what though, wait until they start rebuilding the 10 speeds. I guarantee you the 10 speed Allison and the 10 speed Ford will become the most expensive trains to build. Guarantee you. I'll put money on it. Just like tuning the Duramax L5P is the most expensive truck to tune right now. But yeah. And a lot of that reason being because the 68 is cost so much is because so much shit gets swapped out of it when they do it. So I'm looking at a 16 2500 Cummins. Is it difficult to tune and delete? No, it's easy. And there's so many videos on there out there showing you how to do it. By far, the Cummins is the easiest one to delete out of the big three. So, what posi track do you recommend for a third gen Cummins? Most people go with Yukon. Yeah, Yukon posi track. But these trucks, I'm pretty sure these trucks come with posi gears already. I want to say at least the third gens. I'm not sure about fourth gens, but yeah, I think the third gen's already got posi tracks. Because I know on my truck, if I fucking lay into it, both tires break loose. There ain't no one tire spinning bullshit. But if you are looking into a posi track system or a rear locker system, definitely I've heard Yukon, nothing but the best from Yukon gears. Yes, Jason, I have noticed that all the big companies are not offering tunes or tuners anymore. That's a whole nother video, man. The EPA companies getting shut down, companies are getting fined. It's a nightmare. Yep, Idaho Rob is gone. He's been gone for a minute. I remember when Truckmaster talked about him. Last question from me. Do you have any advice for front end suspension on these trucks? I want to keep the truck for the long haul times for time. Tease them. I appreciate it, bro. For suspension, I mean, if you're trying to keep, I don't know if you're trying to lift it or keep the same height, but you know, good ball joints, wheel bearings. You can get Carly wheel hubs. Those are expensive, but they're really good. Carly ball joints, or what's the other one? I can't think of the other brand. Dynatrack, I think Dynatrack makes ball joints. You can get that. But yeah, you can do that. Definitely a steering brace is a good investment, like a BD steering brace. Redhead steering box, I love mine. Dual steering stabilizer helps. It helps out. There's things you can do. I got a video talking about my steering setup. You can check out. I lay it all in line, man. But those are just some things off the top of my head you can definitely look into. Yeah, power steps for third gens. I've looked all over. They definitely make them. Amp makes them. I have Amp power steps on my truck right now. No issues. But yeah, they're on there. I just saw the comment. Thank you so much. Hey man, y'all using these abbreviations and these words, man. Hey, okay, real one second, go back. All right, so Six Wagon, Google, whatever year your truck is, power steps, Amp power steps. Amp has them. I have Amp steps. They might be sold out right now, but I guarantee you there's a third party company out there selling them, or a dealer, authorized dealer selling them. All right, now for the for the y'all using these damn acronyms and stuff, man. Y'all know, man, it's a Sunday night. Y'all, I've been drinking, man. I can't be using my brain power trying to figure out what acronyms mean. I'm trying to answer y'all questions, get the answers out to the people. You know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah. But where we at now? Let me see what the game's at. Oh, Chiefs. Well, the Chiefs won. Let's see. All right, so New Orleans up 6, Tampa Bay 0. Tampa Bay got the ball. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go watch the rest of the Saints Bucks game. So thank you guys so much for joining. We had a good time. I answered a lot of questions. Thank you guys so much for the questions. I really appreciate it. I really do. So be on the lookout. Make sure you're subscribed. Smash the bell notification. Some people have been messaging me saying or emailing me saying that they've had issues with not getting notified for my videos. So what I tell them to do is, if you're not getting a notification saying I put a video up, go to my page, hit the bell notification, and hit all. If you already have it set to all, unclick all, and then when it resets, hit the bell notification, click all again. So pretty much just undo it, redo it, and that should get it back on track. I don't know what's up with YouTube. YouTube's weird. It's like this, like every couple months, it's just on the fritz or something like that. So, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate it though. So until next time, y'all have a good night, good week, and I will see y'all guys soon, later, next time, all that good stuff. So y'all take care, peace out, and I'll see you guys later.